Chapter 863, Journey into the Digital World. Happy 32nd birthday to me. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. We were all in the digital world. We saw that it was an amazing world loaded with Digimon and more. It was a magnificent place loaded in an incredible place. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. The digital world featured in Digimon Adventure and its sequels Digimon Adventure 02 and Digimon Adventure Tri. This incarnation of the digital world runs closely parallel to two other dimensions. One is a kaleidoscopic world of dreams that possesses the power to transform beliefs into reality, the last temptation of the DG destined, and the other is a world of darkness, the grim and foreboding dark ocean that has the ability to make the darker thoughts of others come to life. Opposites attract. The digital world is tied very closely to these two worlds and has absorbed a fraction of the former's power to bring thoughts to life. This power, combined with the data of the digital world, gave life to human thoughts, dreams, spiritual beliefs, and myths in the form of Digimon. As explained by Jun-A, the reason why the digital world has primitive and modern things is because of data deleted from the real world. For example, if someone were to create a construction project but had to shut it down and delete it for good, that data would be sent to the digital world and the construction project would continue to build there. In this universe, Digimon life is cyclical. When a Digimon reaches the end of their life, the data which makes up their body disperses, only to reform at primary village, where it takes the form of a DG egg. The eggs are tended by Elektronomia and hatch out into baby Digimon so that the Digimon can live their lives over again, ad infinitum. There is some evidence to suggest that the data of evil Digimon does not reform at primary village, but rather is sent to the world of darkness. Many locations in this digital world are named after computer programs and hardware. For example, the two continents of the digital world are named Folder Continent and Server Continent. File Island is a key location in this digital world, home to primary village and a form of nexus point for the world's data. Several decades before the events of the series, a Pokémon and his Dark Masters came to the digital world from beyond the Wall of Fire, causing the digital world to become warped in both space and time. To defeat this being, the original 5 DG destined, including Maki Himekawa and Daigo Nishijima, were chosen and brought to the digital world. Their Digimon were able to defeat the Dark Masters and fend off a Pokémon, becoming the Harmonious Ones in the process. The children's legend was famed throughout the digital world, with temples erected to their memories and a prophecy made stating that a new generation would arise when the digital world would need them again, while their Digimon became the guardians of the 4 regions of the digital world, Ajalongman in particular being the guardian of the eastern region, where most of the Japanese DG Destined's adventures take place. When a Pokémon eventually returned to the digital world and his Dark Masters sealed away the Harmonious Ones, a new group of 8 children were selected to become the new DG Destined. They were transported to the digital world, and as a result of their eventual victory over a Pokémon, the flow of time in the digital world was resynchronized with Earth time. In Digimon Adventure 02, the dimensional balance of the digital world came under threat when the human Yukio Oikawa, possessed by the digital ghost of the evil Miatismon, used agents such as the Digimon Emperor, Mamaimon, and Arukanimon to erect huge black obelisks known as control spires around the digital world, destabilizing all reality around it so he could gain access to it. The culmination of this plan resulted in the revelation of the digital world's existence to the world at large. 25 years after these events, all humans have a Digimon partner. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Davis, well, here we are at the digital world. Well, the one we're used to anyway. Me, it's beautiful. Lainey, it's amazing. There's a lot of Digimon here and more. Nico, yep. This is where we helped all the Digimon here. Lola, that is so cool. Tizan, Operation Overdrive, there are so many Digimon here. Me, 1,200 plus species and counting. Taketo, it's an amazing world to visit. Maria, is there any reason why we came here? Me, from the looks of things, destroy any evil Digimon that may threaten the world and the Digimon. Nico, and to visit the ruins of Ken's base. We gasped and turned to Nico. Blast off, to Nico, but boss, Are you sure you want to visit the ruins of Ken's base? You don't have to. Nico, but I want to. I have to get some closure. Me, well if that's what you want then okay then. We went to the desert and we saw the ruins of Ken's base and it was an old base buried halfway in the sand. Sunstreaker, I hope the sand doesn't get on my paint. Me, don't worry Sunstreaker. We went into the base and we saw that it was run down and beaten up. A huge battle had taken place in the base. Me, wow. So this is Ken's base. Kazaman, sure looks like the kind of place I would not want to visit. Lilimon, me neither. Mimi, but what Ken did was unforgivable. Me, he was doing all that against his will Mimi. Kazaman, Malamayat ruined the lives of both humans and Digimon alike. Me, he sure did. And so many Digimon died because of him. Lincoln, what he was doing was awful. Lori, literally a monster of ultimate evil. We then saw a huge hallway blown apart. Nico, this is the hallway I fought Ken. Me, it's been totally blown apart. Lainey, what happened here? Nico, this is where I fought Ken and killed him. Me, my Autismon, if you were alive today, I would gladly kill you where you stood for all the pain and suffering you caused to both our worlds. Lincoln, me too. Kira, but he deserved to be destroyed and I'm glad Nico killed him. Nico, but I couldn't save Ken. Crying, I couldn't save him. Crying hard. Nico broke down and cried hard. Sheen, Nico. Maria, sighs, damn it, Ken, why'd you have to wind up corrupted and get yourself killed? If you really are in heaven, I hope you're feeling just as bad as Nico is right now. Me, I agree Maria. But he didn't do this stuff on purpose. He was doing all this against his will because of my Autismon. Ken was nothing more than a pawn in a dark scheme that would destroy both worlds. Sheen, what was my Autismon's plan? Tai, it's one that was filled with death and destruction. Tai went over my Autismon's whole history. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. My Autismon is an ultimate level Digimon. But he also had the power of a mega level Digimon. His appearance is of a vampire, with pale blue skin, gold hair, and a red, bat-like eye mask. He is also dressed elegantly as a gentleman and also has a red vampire-like cape. It seems that whenever he is destroyed, his shadowy spirit form will return and can be revived in a stronger Digivolved form through certain procedures. The only way to finish him off for good is to destroy his shadow form. Venom my Autismon. Venom my Autismon is an ultra-level Digimon. He is presumably a 30-40 foot tall monster that looks like a combination between a vampire and a demon. He has 6 bat wings, extremely long arms, my Autismon's face, 2 horns on his head, yellow eyes, and hair and a hidden face inside his abdomen. Malomai Autismon. Malomai Autismon is a super ultimate level Digimon that resembles a mechanical, demonic vampire. He has my Autismon's original head with a modified mask, has 2 extra mouths, 1 on each shoulder, a tail with a sharp end and mechanical wings that can shoot out a deadly mist. After Igman was defeated, my Autismon emerged as the 3rd main villain of Season 1. There, he sent his pathetic servant, Demi Diviman, to try and defeat the DG Destined, but each of his plans failed. He tried to find the 8th DG Destined and take over both the digital world and the real world. He and his servants departed from his castle in the digital world and entered the real world, but one Digimon, Wizardman, who was only pretending to be following my Autismon, attempts to get the tag and crest for the 8th DG Destined and double-crossing him along with Gataman. My Autismon had his bats throw him into the ocean. Gataman, initially one of my Autismon's servants, remembers that he enslaved her while she was searching for the 8th DG Destined as Salaman. Often my Autismon would bite people and suck their blood, as vampires do. Also he would only come out at night, as he is weaker during the put up a fog barrier and captured all the inhabitants of the city. The DG Destined fought against him and his many minions. It soon became revealed to the DG Destined that Ty's sister Carrie was the 8th DG Destined all along. TK and Joe find Wizardman and soon a battle begins between the DG Destined and Myatismon. Myatismon appears to be more powerful than the others, with only Angeman able to damage him. Myatismon shoots an energy wave at Carrie and Gadaman, but Wizardman jumps in front of them and is killed by the blast. Upon his death, Carrie gets her DG Vice back from Demi-Diviman, allowing Gadaman to digivolve into her ultimate form, Angewoman, and hit Myatismon with a celestial arrow, defeating him. Upon his defeat, the DG Destined thought it would be over. However, everyone didn't believe that Myatismon's spirit lives on and his fog was still around. Janae suddenly appears and told the prophecy about the king of the undead. Bats would blanket the sky in darkness, the fallen would chant the king's name, and at the stroke of the hour of the beast, the king's true form would appear. Demi-Diviman used Myatismon's bats to resurrect his master by collecting the data of his defeated henchmen. Everything that Janae mentioned started to happen, and soon, Myatismon was reborn as Venom Myatismon. He had an insatiable hunger, at one point devouring his own servant, Demi-Diviman. Metal Greymon and Warriyo both attacked Venom Myatismon, but the giant monster easily wiped them out. Angeman and Angewoman distract Venom Myatismon while Izzy plans a miracle. He is the first Mega Digimon to be introduced in the series, and it's because of his appearance that the DG Destined learn about the Mega level. Though he is much more powerful than his previous form, he is also much less intelligent. He is quick to anger and is solely motivated by his desire to devour life. The only thing he retains from Myatismon being a strong hatred of the DG Destined. When Wargreymon tunneled through Venom Myatismon's abdomen, his true form, the beast within, reveals himself. He is defeated when the DG Destined sees the giant beast with their DG Vices. Wargreymon clogs his true body with a water tower, and Wargreymon and Metal Gerumen finish him off with their combined attacks, obliterating him. Digimon Adventure 02. He returns in Season 2 as the main antagonist. It's revealed that Myatismon's spirit once again continues to live on and discovers that Oikawa requests to go to the digital world. He possessed Oikawa and took control of his body in order to grant his wish. While confronting Oikawa, Black Wargreymon takes the fatal attack by Myatismon's powers used by Oikawa. Much to Black Wargreymon's horror, it was revealed that Oikawa was actually being controlled like a puppet by Myatismon, then leaves. Black Wargreymon sacrifices his life to seal the gate to hide in New Terrance in order to prevent Myatismon from entering the digital world. After Oikawa and the Dark Sport children grieve about not going to the digital world and instead enter the world of dreams, thanks to Black Wargreymon sealing the gate, the mouth of Myatismon appears, speaking with Oikawa, telling him that he'll never see the digital world again. Gadaman suddenly recognizes this voice, revealing to the DG Destined it was her old enemy, Myatismon all along. After Oikawa realizes that the evil Digimon took control of his body all this time 3 years ago, Myatismon exits Oikawa's body and takes the form of an Oikawa duplicate himself, thus leaving Oikawa weakened and wounded, then feeds on the dark flowers from the Dark Sport children while Arukanimon and Mamaimon distract the DG Destined. After Myatismon completes his hunger, he transforms into his reincarnated form, Malomyatismon. He first tests out his newfound strength by grabbing Arukanimon and torturing her twice just before killing her with one of his shoulders. Mamaimon, infuriated by this, attacks Malomyatismon to avenge Arukanimon's death, but was killed too by his Crimson Mist attack, disintegrating him. Horrified by this, the DG Destined were scared to fight him, but Davis, refusing to stand down, encourages his friends to stand up for themselves and fight for courage. X-Veman attacks Malomyatismon, but then all of a sudden was interrupted when Malomyatismon banishes the DG Destined into several illusion dimensions, causing them and their Digimon partners to be separated. Luckily, Davis and their Digimon partners were able to reunite them, noting the illusions weren't real. When Davis, Ken, and the others returned from the illusions, they summoned all of their Digimon's forms, then launched an assault on Malomyatismon, which opened a hole to the digital world, presumably destroying Malomyatismon. Unfortunately, Malamayat survived the assault and thanked the DG Destined for bringing him to the digital world, and attacks Imperial Druman, Silthamon, and Shukuman, knocking them down easily. Malamayat unleashes his power of darkness to open up the gate to the real world. Suddenly, several Digimon gathered around to call help to their human partners from all around the world, while Malamayat tries to drive them away with his screaming darkness attack. Suddenly the DG Destined from all over the world were summoned to the digital world, witnessing the battle against Malamayat, being blinded by the light. Malamayat attempts to undo the damage by feeding the dark spore children's doubts and despair to get stronger, but Davis and the other chosen DG Destined encourage the children to overcome their negative emotions and embrace their dreams, destroying Malamayat physical form. With his body destroyed, Mayat spirit rises into the sky in an attempt to spread the darkness everywhere, and Imperial Druman calls to the DG Destined to use their DG vices to create his ultimate weapon, the Giga Crusher, and obliterates Mayat for good. After Mayat was defeated, a badly weakened Oikawa finally sees the digital world, and apologizes to the DG Destined for his previous actions, and then sacrifices himself to restore the damaged digital world. Sheen gasped in sheer horror. Sheen, Mayat is the ultimate personification of pure evil. He made even the devil himself look like a total joke. Lilimon, what Mayat did makes him one of the worst enemies ever. No kidding. What he did to both our worlds makes him nothing short of a devil. Nico, crying, Ken. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to kill you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Nico was crying hard. Poor guy. Beelzeman, I've never seen him this broken before. He accidentally killed Ken when he discovered his powers. It devastated him and scarred him for life. As a result, he has PTSD. The wounds may heal, but the scars will not. Kyan, I can't believe that Nico killed Ken like that. Jerry, it was all an accident, Kyan. He didn't mean to do it. Kyan, I can't believe he's hurting that bad inside. Poor Nico. May went over and comforted him. After Nico was better, we continued on and we explored all of the digital world. We saw a lot of awesome Digimon. There's over 1,200 plus species of Digimon out there and the number is still growing. Here is a list of all of them. A. Ichomin. Ichistramin. Agumin. Agunamon. Erdramon. Akatoramon. Aldamin. Alamin. Alphamin. Ancient Beetleman. Ancient Garurumin. Ancient Greymon. Ancient Gazamin. Ancient Megatheriamin. Ancient Mermaidman. Ancient Sphinxman. Ancient Troyaman. Ancient Volcanomon. Ancient Wiseman. Andraman. Angeman. Angewaman. Ankulaman. Anti-Elaman. Anubisman. Apeman. Apokaliman. Apolaman. Aquilaman. Arboaramon. Archelaman. Armadilloman. Armageddon. Arrestordraman. Armorman. Arokaniman. Aruraman. Astaman. Asuraman. Adamatikachiman. Atlerbalistaman. Oruman. Avengekidman. Axnightman. Axeman. Ajalongman. B. Babaman. Bakuzman. Bagraman. Behaman. Bakeman B. Bakeman. Bakoman. Ballistaman. Banchogolman B. Banchogolman. Bancholeman. Bancholeman Burst Mode. Bancholilimon. Banchomamaman. Banchostingman. Baohukman. Barbaman. Bearman. Bataraimon. Bearman. Beastman. Belstarman. Beelzeman. Beat Lemon. Belfimon Rage Mode : Beowulfmin. Betamin. Butsumin. Big Mamamin. Bird Ramon. Biomin. Blade Kawagamin. Blastman. Blitzgraymon. Blossomin. Bloomeramin. Borman. Bokamin. Bold Budamin. Boldman. Bombernanimin. Bombman. Bowman. Boogiemin. Bottomin. Brachiomin. Breakdramin. Brywheeledramin. Blimpman. Buckymon. Budman. Bukamin. Bulbman. Bullman. Bulikamin. Boroiman 2. Burjarmon. Burning Greymon. Burpman. Bushiacumin. Butanmin. Butterflymon. C. Calismon. Comaramon. Calumin. Candlemin. Cannonbeamon. Canondramin. Captain Hookmin. Cardman 2. Catchmamamin. Catcheramin. Centerumin. Cerberumin. Cirsmon. Camelamin. Chapman. Sheraimon. Cherubimon. Chibikmin. Chibikiwamin. Chibamin. Shikshimin. Shikuramin. Shurinmin. Shohakaimin. Chronomin Holy Mode. Chrysalamin. Chaman. Clavisagemin. Clericumin. Clockman. Sealamin. Commandramin. Konamin. Kotsukamin. Crabman. Craniamin. Crescentimin. Crescarumin. Chroman. Crusade RMON. Cutamin. Cyberdramin. Cyclonamin. D. Dayman. Darkman. Datamin. Datarimon. Deltamin. Demidivimin. Demimeramin. Demivimin. Depthman. Deputymon. Davidamamon. Diaboromon. Dianamin. Diatrimon. Digitamamin. Digmon. Dinobemon. Dinohyamin. Dinorixmin. Dinotigermin. Divarmon. Dobarmon. Dodamin. Dogimon. Decugamin. Decunimon. Dolvman. Doramin. Dorbikmin. Dumen. Dragman. Dracomon. Dragamin. Drumachmin. Duramin. Durandamin. Duskman. Dynasmon. E. Eglamin. Ebamin. Ebi Bergamin. Ebidramin. Ebenmumin. Ikakimon. Eldradimin. Elekmin. Elephantmin. Emperor Greymon. Idman. Exteranomon. Xvmin. F. Falcamin. Fanbemon. Fangman. Philman. Firamin. Flamed Ramon. Flameman. Flame Wizardman. Flareman. Flareizamin. Floramin. Flybeeman. Flymon. Foodman. Frigiman. Fryman. Frogmon. Fufuman. Fugamin. Fujinman. G. Gabumin. Galacticmin. Gallantman. Gallantman Crimson Mode. Gainman. Gongkuman. Jaogamin. Jaemon. Gaussmon. Garbagemin. Gargomon. Gargoylemin. Guridamin. Garurumin. Gadamin. Gazamin. Gakomon. Jean Ramon. Geograymon. Garamin. Gasomon. Gulman. Gigabreak Drayman. Gigadramin. Giga Seedraman, Giga Sman, Giga Warimanzaman, Gijiman, Ginkakuman, Jinryaman, Jiraman, Gaizaman, Gaizuman, Gladiman, Gobliman, Gokuman, Goldnumaman, Goldraman, Gamaman, Gorillaman, Gotsaman, Gradiman, Grand Generaman, Grandiskawagaman, Grand Drakman, Grand Kawagaman, Grand Lokaman, Grapliman, Graviman, Grey Knightsman, Greymon, Grimman, Grizzlyman, Groundramon, Growlman, Grumbleman, Griffonman, Guardromon, Guideman, Gilman, Gulfman, Gumdraman, Gundramon, Gummymon, Gururuman, Guapaman, H. Higuruman, Halseyman, Harpimon, Hawkman, Hercules Computerimon, Herman, Harian, Hyandraman, High Vision Manitaman, Hippogryphoman, Hisuriaman, Holy Digitamaman, Honeybeemon, Hoopman, Hopman, Howman, Huanglongman, Hackman, Hudiaman, Hustlenoniman, Hygaman, Hyokaman, Steviman, Icelayman, Iceman, Igniteman, Ikakuman, Imperial Druman, Imperial Druman Fighter Mode, Imperial Druman Paladin Mode, Impman, Indraman, Infirman, Jagaman, Jaegerloeman, Jazaman, Jazzardman, Jazerikman, Jesmon, Jetmervaman, Jetsilthamon, Jewelbeamon, Chijiman, Jokarmon, Jumbo Gameman, Jungle Mahyaman, Junaman, Jupiterman, Justiman, Chirimon, Kabukimon, Kabuterimon, Kakinman, Kameman, Kangarooman, Kapariman, Karatenman, Karatsukinumaman, Kazaman, Kendogaruruman, Kenkaman, Kentaurasman, Kiraman B, Kidaman, Keyman, Kaimramon, Kingatman, Kinkakuman, Kiwaman, Nightman, Ko Dakugaman, Ko Haguruman, Ko Kabuterimon, Kakatoramon, Kakaman, Kokuwaman, Konguman, Korakakuman, Koraman, Kitman, Kagaman, Ko Zenimon, Kudaman, Kumaman, Kumhiraman, Kunaman, Kuraman, Kuwagaman, Kuzuhaman, Kuzuhaman Myko Mode, Kyodanumaman, Kairoman, Kyokyaman, Kyobaman, Kyokimon, Kyopaman, Labraman, Lady Diviman, Lalaman, Lampman, Lavagridaman, Lavorvaman, Laylaman, Leafman, Leakisman, Layman, Leopardman, Leviaman, Liaman, Lilaman, Lilaimon, Lialman, Loderlyman, Lobomon, Lokaman, Lopman, Lodosman, Loeman, Lusman, Ludaman, Luminaman, Lunaman B, Lynxman, Madlayman, Magna Angeman, Magnadraman B, Magna Garuruman, Magna Kidman, Magnaman, Mailberdraman, Maildraman, Matiramon, Makaramin. Malamayautismon. Mamamin. Mamadiramun. Mammothmin. Manbumin. Mantaramin. Marine Angemin. Marine Divimin. Marsmon. Mastimin. Master Tyrannomon. Matadormin. Medieval Tokamin. Megadramin. Megagargomon. Megacomputerimon. Megamusonitemin. Megacedramin. Megadramin. Mikamin. Mikrakmin. Mekanarimon. Mephistomin. Muramin. Mercurimon. Mermaimon. Merukimon. Mervamin. Metalitmin. Metalgarurumin. Metalgraymon. Metalcomputerimon. Metalcoramin. Metalicdramin. Metalifkawagamin. Metalmamamin. Metalphantomin. Metalpyranimin. Metalcedramin. Metaltyrannomon. Metamormin. Meteormon. Miramin. Mikemin. Millenniumin. Minervamin. Minimin. Minotaurmin. Mirage Geogamin. Mishymin. Misdaimon. Modiki Betamin. Mukyamin. Mokumin. Monimon. Monitamin. Monmin. Monochromon. Monoramon. Monzadimin. Moon Millenniumin. Monmin. Muzimin. Mori Shellmin. Mothmin. Motimin. Muchimin. Mudfrigimin. Mamaimon. Murmyakusmon. Mushroomin. Musonitemin. Museumin. Myotismon. N. Nonimin. Nemin. Nefertimin. Neodivimin. Neomyotismon. Neptunimin. Ninjamin. Nisdrumachmin. Nohimin. Numamin. Nearamin. Neokimon. O. Okimuseiamin. Optimin. Ogrmin. Ogutamin. Ahakatamin. Oinkmin. Okuwamin. Olegmon. Omekamin. Omnimin. Ophanimin. Ophanimin fall down mode. Possumin. Orcamin. Ordinmin. Ornismon. Oricimon. Oryxmin. Otomamin. Auriamin. P. Pabamin. Paphumin. Pagamin. Paeldrumin. Kashiramin. Palmin. Paeldramon. Panvakimon. Pandamin. Balmon. Parallelmin. Parasimon. Paradmin. Padamin. Peacockmin. Peckmin. Pegasusmon. Penguinmin. Petaldrumin. Pegarmon. Petimin. Phantomin. Pheromin. Fiscomon. Philesmon. Pitchimin. Pigmen. Pidomon. Pedmen. Pilevolcamin. Pilamin. Pinamin. Pipismon. Piximin. Platinum numamin. Platinum succumin. Plesiomin. Plutomin. Poncomon. Popomin. Porcupamin. Poramin. Poyomin. Prairiamin. Prince Mamamin. Psychemin. Tiramon. Pucamin. Pumpkinmin. Punimon. Puppetmin. Pupamin. Pororomon. Pururumin. Puzumin. Puzurimin. Putimin. Puwamin. Q. Quartzmin. Ketsamin. R. Rabbitmin. Rafflesimon. Ragnalordmin. Raguelmin. Raidenmin. Raidrumin. Ragilutamin. Raginmin. Rampage Greymon, Ranamin, Rapidman, Raptor Sparrowman, Rareman, Razielman, Raisinman, Raisinman Fury Mode, Raveman, Raveman Burst Mode : Reaperman, Reapman, Red Vegiaman, Relemon, Renamin, Repaman, Reptiled Ramon, Rhyhimon, Rhino Computerimon, Rhinaman, Rinkman, Rizgreymon, Roachman, Rockman, Rosaman, Rust Tyrannomon, Riotaman, S. Saberdraman, Saberlemon, Sagittarimon, Sagoman, Sakekuman, Sakuman, Sakutkimonitaman, Sakutoman, Sakiaman, Salamanderman, Salaman, Samadraman, Sandiramon, Santianmaman, Sanglubman, Santaguman, Sansaman, Savior Hookman, Scorpioman, Seedramon, Seahuman, Sealsdraman, Searchman, Caesarman, Shadramon, Shakaman, Shakuman, Shamanman, Shajamon, Sheepman, Shellman, Shima Unimon, Shine Greymon, Shine Greymon Burst Mode, Shine Greymon, Shogun Dakomon, Shooting Starman, Shaunataman, Shoutman, Shuraiman, Silphamon, Sinduraman, Sirenman, Skullbaluchaman, Skullgreymon, Skull Knightman, Red, Skull Knightman Arrow Mode, Skull Knightman Naginata Mode, Skull Knightman Cavalier Mode, Skull Knightman Mighty Axe Mode, Skull Mammothman, Skull Merman, Skull Sadaman, Skull Scorpionman, Slayer Druman, Slash Angeman, Snatchman, Snimman, Snowaguman, Snowgobliman, Solidarmon, Sorcermon, Soulman, Soundbirdman, Spatoman, Sparrowman, Spinaman, Splashman, Splashman Darkness Mode, Starmons, Stefileman, Stigamon, Stingman, Strapaman, Strikermon, Submarimon, Sujinman, Sukaman, Sunflowman, Sunman, Super Dark Nightman, Superstarman, Surviman, Suzanuman, Swanman, Swimman, Syakomon, T. Tactiman, Tainaman, Tank Draymon, Tankman, Dalmon, Tapirmon, Targetman, Technodraman, Techoman, Tintaman, Terrymon, Thunderbirdman, Thunderbullman, Teoludaman, Tiger Vespaman, Tinkleman, Tinman, Titamon, Tobu Catman, Tijimagaman, Tijaman, Tokamon, Tonasamamamaman, Toracarabalman, Tortaman, Tokenman, Toyaguman, Trailman, Angler, Trailman Ball, Trailman, Buffalo, Trailman, C89 Model, C89, Trailman, Franken, Trailman, Kittle, Trailman, Mole, Trailman, Raccoon Dog, Trailman, Worm, Trice Ramon, Troopman, Subaman, Tsukaimon, Tsumeman, Tsinoman, Tawarman, Turyuiaman, Tuskman, Tylemon, Tyrannomon, Tyrant Computerimon, Taihu Taiman, U. Unimon. Eupamin. V. Vitamin. Vatramin. Valkyramin. Veriduramin. Vidramon. Vman. Vegiman. Felchman. Veman. Venomyotismon. Venismon. Vermilimin. Victory Greymon. Vicarolamin. Vicamin. Vileman. Viximin. Volcamin. Volcanic Dramin. Volkdramin. Vorvomin. Volcanusmon. W. Waniamin. Wargreymon. Wargreymon. Weriminsamon. Werisidramin. Waspman. Weebman. Wendigomin. Wargarumin. Waman. Wingdramin. Wiseman. Witchman. Wizardman. Woodman. Worman. X. Zyalmon. Y. Yamon. Jaegerderulimin. Yakiaimin. Yanmamin. Yasiamin. Yadagaramin. Yo, Monday. Yakamin. Yokomon. Yokamai Bottomin. Uramin. Z. Zamielmin. Zanbamin. Zeedgarumin. Zeed Millenniumin. Zinamon. Zephyarmon. Zeramin. Zokiadomon. Zubaidramin. Zubamin. Zodamin. Zerumin. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. We walked around the digital world and destroyed some evil Digimon and loaded their data into our new devices Lisa made called Digital Power Downloaders. They give us all the ability to use all the Digimon's powers and attacks. Later we were in the digital world that the Digimon Tamers went to. It was completely different than what Tai and the others know. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Digimon Tamers features a very different digital world from that depicted in the first two Digimon series. In the earliest stages of its existence, this incarnation of the digital world was little more than a barren desert. As it grew alongside the Earth's communications network, however, it evolved and changed in dynamic ways, with more and more layers coming into existence over the top of the old ones. The lowest layer is the original desert plain, and the highest is the home of the 4 Digimon sovereigns that rule the digital world. In between lie many small mini-verses, self-contained environments specially suited to the Digimon that live there, including, but not limited to, an area of clouds and clockwork, a warped, black and white town, an area of forests, lakes, and rivers, and a world entirely composed of water. Random packets of discarded data often roam the digital world like tumbleweeds and can be used to help repair and heal injured Digimon. Although the digital world has both night and day, there is no transitional period between the two, with darkness instantly sweeping across the world like a sheet. Visible in the sky no matter what plane it is viewed from is a pulsing globe of code and light, which represent the Earth. From it emanate data streams, vast columns of energy which reach into the digital world and manipulate its digital matter, physical representations of acts performed on computers across the world. Should an individual be caught in a data stream, they will be swept into it and deposited elsewhere on any of the digital world's potential planes. Between Earth and the digital world is a warped region of interdimensional space where reality is constantly in flux and defined only by the perceptions of individuals passing through it. Digimon are, in fact, not native to this digital world, having been created by a group of teenage computer programmers in the late 1980s as an experiment into the development of artificial intelligence. When the project was shut down due to a lack of funds, their primitive digital life forms accidentally found their way into the digital world, where they began to grow and evolve. One of the programmers, Shivumi, observed this and wrote an algorithm that allowed the Digimon to evolve beyond their original specifications and truly become individual life forms. 4 Digimon in particular evolved into especially powerful forms and became the aforementioned Digimon Sovereigns. The digital world does have native life forms, however, in the form of Diginomes, the first form of artificial life who evolved from the matter of the digital world itself before the Digimon. The DGnomes tend to the welfare of the digital world and have mysterious powers that allow them to grant the wishes of others. Another definitive feature of this digital world is that any Digimon that dies is dead indefinitely. While in other digital worlds the death of a Digimon usually results in an infinite cycle of rebirth, Digimon in this digital world are turned into data upon their deaths. In most cases this data is absorbed or loaded by other Digimon in order to power up or digivolve. However, this is contradictory to Rick Inonika's claim that Digimon return to where they came from after their death. Now you see it, now you don't. While conducting secret information gathering on the network, the Japanese SIGINT organization Hypnos became aware of the existence of the digital world and Digimon, which they dubbed Wild Ones, a term used in the Matrix Evolution theme song of Tamers as well as the opening theme of Frontier. Sometime after this, Digimon began to appear in the real world, possibly due to Hypnos's inadvertent creation of a weak spot in the borders between the worlds with the use of the Juggernaut, a program designed to send errant Digimon back to digital world or erase their data from the real world. Digimon materialize on Earth through a process known as bioemerging, which begins when the barrier between the worlds is temporarily sundered to allow their passage through. The interaction of the two dimensions creates digital fields, small gray fog banks, which allow Digimon to synthesize false proteins and convert themselves into physical forms after interacting with Earth's electromagnetic field. These digital fields can appear in random locations instantaneously and often with little warning. In addition to Hypnos and the original programmers, the Monster Makers, initially the only humans to be aware of Digimon and the digital world, are a small group of children known as Tamers. These Tamers had been chosen by the DGnomes to become partners with Digimon, and the creatures had used Shivomi's algorithm to bond human and Digimon together as partners via the D-Power. However, with the progression of the series and the increase in Digimon activity on Earth escalating from small skirmishes between the Tamers and single Digimon, with little to no damage to the Tamers' home city, to more devastating occurrences and eventually a massive, city-devastating battle with the Deva, and finally the full-scale invasion of the Diripa, the existence of Digimon and the digital world eventually became public knowledge. Me? Wow. So this version of the digital world is the one you went to Taketo? Taketo? It sure is. Rika, it's different than the first one. That's for sure. Jerry, this is also where I lost Lemon. Very, I remember that. That was awful. Jerry, I'm so sorry about what happened. Jerry, it's all right. Very. Chin, what happened to Jerry? Very, Jerry has a very dark past. Very told Chin what happened when she discovered Jerry's dark past in the events of the Lion's Angel. Her mother died of a terminal disease when she was 5 and it devastated her. Her father Tadashi tried his very hardest to look after her, but it was never enough for her, and he remarried, and Jerry never got along with her stepmother or her stepbrother. She wore a mask to hide her pain and made lots of friends. Taketo Matsuki has a crush on her and she became a tamer, and her partner was Lemon. But a tragic day befell her in the digital world. Beelzemon destroyed Lemon and it devastated her a lot. She blamed herself for what happened and thought her destiny was to always be alone. Chin gasped in horror. Chin, oh my gosh. Jerry, I'm so sorry that all happened to you. Jerry, it's all right, Chin. But thank you for your concern. Beelzemon, I can't believe I was like that back then. I was so full of rage and evil that I didn't care what happened to me. Taketo, I remember that. Me, then there's a very strong possibility that Lemon is still alive, and so is your evil self, Beelzemon. Nico, don't worry, Beelzemon. We can beat your evil self easily. Beelzemon, and what if you can't? Luckily, I can tell you all about my weaknesses. Nico, okay. What are they? Beelzemon, I have a really bad temper and a really big ego. Me, that's perfect. Just like the evil Sasuke's we killed. Beelzemon, exactly. But then we got an unexpected surprise. We saw Freddy Krueger and Pennywise reborn as Heartless. Pennywise, Pennywise. No mortal knows, or can know, the true form of it. The final physical form it takes is that of an enormous spider, but this is the closest the human mind can understand. What the children actually see is not its actual form, but its form in the physical realm. The true form of it exists in an interdimensional realm referred to as deadlights, existing outside the physical world. Any living being that sees the deadlights goes insane almost instantly, or dies. Bill comes dangerously close to seeing the deadlights and the shape behind the shape for a brief moment. He described it as an endless, crawling hairy creature made of orange light. The deadlights. Throughout the book, it is generally referred to as male, even by itself, calling himself Mr. Bob Gray and taking a male form as Pennywise the Clown. However, when confronting its spider form, the characters find out that it is most likely female, due to its final form in the physical realm being that of a giant female spider which was also pregnant. This, however, is not its true form. Just the true form of the creature in the physical realm, which is the closest representation of its true form, as its true form is genderless. Novel. The TV miniseries film lacked many elements of it that the novel included. In the novel, it was an eternal entity that was almost as old as time itself. It was the natural enemy of Maturin, the turtle, who both existed in the Macroverse. Its awakening was always marked by a great act of violence, and another great act of violence ends its spree and send it back into hibernation. It committed other crimes not mentioned in the film, such as murdering over 300 settlers sometime from 1740 to 1773, as well as a group of lumberjacks between 1876 and 1879. It also took on many more forms than in the film, such as Dracula, a homeless leper, a giant bird, Frankenstein's monster, leeches, piranhas, the witch from the classic fairy tale Hansel and Gretel, Tony Tracker, the statue of Paul Bunyan, the Gill Man, Jimmy Donlin's mother, a giant eye, Dorsey Corcoran's reanimated corpse, and the shark from Jaws. It is also responsible for deaths of Alvin Marsh, and Beverly's husband, Tom Rogan, once the latter goes looking for her when she goes to Derry. Also, in the novel, he appears to the psychotic school bully Henry Bowers as Vic Chris instead of Belch. When it appears to one of the guards at the asylum, Henry Bowers is kept it takes on the form of an 8-foot-tall Doberman Pinscher, as opposed to a cross between the clown and a Rottweiler in the film. In the novel, Pennywise appeared to Ben as the mummy, and to Stan as the rotting corpses, while in the film it was the other way around. Also, in the novel, it was only able to be stopped when Bill performed the ritual of Chud. The book also implies that it may be female, given it laid eggs when in its spider form. Another detail left out of the film is that its spider form is not that of its official true form. It is merely the closest representation of its true form that the human mind can comprehend. Despite being apparently killed by the losers, there are several hints throughout King's other works that may show that it is still very much alive. It is mentioned in Dreamcatcher, Insomnia, November 22, 63, and appears as a possible hallucination in the Atomic Knockers. The 25th anniversary cover for the book shows Pennywise's lives written in what appears to be blood. It was part of the disasters that occurred every 30 years in the main town of Derry. It was never against killing children. In fact, it actually preferred to kill children as they were an easier target. That was probably why it chose the form of a clown, a figure that both entertained and terrified many young children. It had razor-sharp teeth that it could use to kill people. As the film progressed, a group of children known as the Lucky Seven, also mockingly referred to as the Losers Club, banded together to kill Pennywise and end its murderous reign, after it had killed the brother of one of them, and apparently succeed after they tracked it down to its lair. However, Pennywise, being a lesser aspect of a higher being, was not going to stay dead forever, and it swore revenge on the gang for its defeat before it vanished into nothingness. 30 years later, Pennywise kept its promise and came after members of the gang, who were all adults in the present day, to kill them. That prompted the gang to reform and battle Pennywise again in order to kill it yet again and save themselves from its wrath. At the end of the film, the gang did manage to defeat Pennywise again, but in that final battle, it took the form of a grotesque spider-like monster that was revealed to be its true form rather than the clown disguise, which it used for most of the film. It was killed when they pulled out its heart. After they killed it, the group left its corpse to rot. 2017 film. It/Pennywise in the 2017 film. Like the miniseries, it was part of the disasters that occurred every 27 years in the main town of Derry. The movie deals with the losers as youngsters confronting it. After a whole lot of mayhem, it was defeated by the losers before returning to his resting place. 1 month later, after their eventual triumph against it, Beverly informs the group of a vision she had while catatonic, where she saw them fighting it as adults. The losers form a blood oath that if this evil that is it should ever revive, they will return to Derry in 27 years and destroy him once and for all. After the other losers depart one by one, Beverly tells Bill that she is moving to live with her aunt in Portland, Oregon the following morning. It Chapter 2. 27 years after the events of the first film, it resurfaces when a group of homophobic teenagers beat up and toss a gay man named Adrian Mellon off the bridge. He then slaughters Adrian in front of his lover before presumably using his blood to write a message to Mike about its return. As such, it wasted no time in hunting the children of Derry, such as when it uses empathy to lure a young girl named Victoria into getting closer to it under the false assumption that he'd help make the birthmark on her face disappear. To further torment Bill, it sends him a skateboard, explicitly letting him know that it was going to go after the young Dean next. Realizing that Dean was heading to the carnival, he chases after him into the Hall of Mirrors. Unfortunately, it gets the upper hand and gruesomely kills the young boy in front of him. Horrified to have lost another young boy after Georgie, Bill decides to head to the Neibold house to personally kill it after Henry wounds Mike and Eddie. After each member of the Losers Club went down their own quests to retrieve artifacts from their pasts to complete the ritual of Chud, the ritual seems to work when it traps its deadlights inside of the vase, but it goes awry. A giant version of Pennywise emerges, revealing that the original natives who had performed the ritual were immediately slaughtered by it. This version of it is a combination of its default form Pennywise the dancing clown and the giant spider as described in the book. It then warps the Losers Club into different nightmarish scenarios, but they inevitably overcome their fears. It traps Richie in its deadlights, forcing Eddie to grab the pole Beverly gave him earlier and attacks Pennywise with it under the belief that it could kill it. Unfortunately, Pennywise impales Eddie with one of its spider-like appendages, swings him around like a rag doll, and tosses him, leaving him with a large wound in his abdomen. This one act proves to be its undoing, however, when the Losers Club realized that in order to defeat it, they had to make it believe it was smaller. Despite its insistence that it was the Eater of Worlds, the remaining losers insult the clown repeatedly until it is forced into a smaller, infantile form. It attempts to lash out at Mike, but is too weakened. To its horror, Mike reaches into its chest and grabs its beating heart. It tries to grab it to no avail, and is left crying like a baby, its final words being, "Look at you, you've all grown up." With weak laughter, the losers each mutually take a hold of the heart and crush it slowly. It reacts in pain until the heart exploded into a pasty substance, killing it and avenging the deaths of all its victims including Georgie. It falls silent as its body turning to ash. After its death, Richie tries to coerce Eddie's corpse awake, not accepting that he was truly gone. His attempts of taking the body with him fail when its lair and the Neibold house start to crumble and collapse in response to its master's demise. The losers are forced to leave Eddie's body in its lair, and the Neibold house collapses on itself, sinking into a hole in the ground. Differences. Much like the 1990 miniseries, it is depicted as not having eggs, implying that it was the only creature of this caliber to exist, unless the book implied that it asexually reproduces. Also, unlike the novel where Derry is nearly destroyed immediately following the supposed death of it, the Neibold house is the only casualty. It also doesn't enlist Tom Rogan with abducting Bill's wife Audrey, as both characters had minimal appearances. Powers and abilities. Deadlights. Its deadlights as seen in the 1990s Stephen King's IT. Being an interdimensional cosmic being, IT was an extremely powerful entity. Although its true form exists outside of time and space in the macroverse, the powers demonstrated by its earthly avatar include psychic power. IT possesses an insane level of psychic power. It can steal people's souls and entrap them within the deadlights, its true form. It can also create psychic hurricanes capable of destroying entire towns. When battling the losers, IT created a psychic storm that devastated downtown Derry. Mind control. In addition to its immense psychic power, IT is capable of controlling the mind and actions of a person. It is implied that it controls and influences the mind of every adult in Derry or perhaps even the entire nation, as they are all ignorant of the terrible murders that take place there. Possession. IT also has the ability to possess people. This was shown when it possessed Mr. Keen in order to get Eddie to leave Derry. Telepathy. IT can read the minds of anyone he chooses to target. It often uses this to learn a victim's fears and exploit this with its shape-shifting ability. It can also implant thoughts and projections into people's minds. Physical illusions. In addition to its telepathy, IT can also create physical illusions, such as balloons floating against the wind, making his face appear on the moon, or the smell of popcorn and rotting corpses. It can also use this to cause a person to hallucinate. Shape-shifting. IT can transform into any form it pleases, whether it be taking on the form of someone or taking the form of flying leeches. IT often uses this power to take the form a victim fears most. Teleportation. IT can also teleport between locations in an instant. However, it has never been seen teleporting outside of the Derry city limits. Partial invisibility. This was clearly stated in several cases, most notably when the adult Beverly encounters Pennywise at the place where she used to live, or when the adult Ben Hanscom encounters it in the public library. This suggests that only those who actually believe or have knowledge about its existence are able to see it, although IT can become fully visible to anybody when it is necessary or wishes to do so. One notable moment was when it helps Henry Bowers to escape from Juniper Hill, one of Henry's cellmates, and then the guard also witness it next to Henry. Near invulnerability. IT is not a true physical entity, so it cannot be killed or harmed by conventional means. The only known way to harm Pennywise is to perform the ritual of Chud, which involves the turtle and Gan, two multiverse beings, lending their psychic power to the person performing it. They both lent their power to the losers numerous times when they faced IT, giving them the power to harm it. Bill likened fighting Pennywise as fighting smoke. Immortality. Its early avatar has existed on Earth since primordial times and has existed even longer in the macroverse, a void outside of time and space that surrounds our own universe. The ritual of Chud is the only known way to kill the earthly avatar. However, it is heavily implied that its true form still exists within the macroverse and is eternal and can never truly be killed. Regeneration. IT can also quickly regenerate when it does receive a wound. This was shown when IT instantaneously healed after being shot in the face by Bill and Richie when it chased them down Neobold Street. Dream invasion. It is also implied that IT can invade dreams, as it tells Eddie that it will see him in his dreams when taking the form of the leper at 29 Neobold Street. Insanity projection. No mortal mind can perceive its true form, even Bill when his psychic power was insanely boosted by Gan and the turtle. Anyone who sees its true form is driven instantly insane or drops dead from shock. Chlorokinase/fluoricide. With the touch, IT can instantly cause plants to die. This is shown when Eddie, young and adult, encounters it in its leper form. It must be distinguished from the illusions mentioned earlier, as this effect persists long after its appearance, although it does not serve any practical purposes. Telekinesis. IT can manipulate inanimate objects, making them fall, float around, and behave supernaturally. This includes locking doors and electronic devices. It can also affect human bodies, as demonstrated when it sent Eddie flying against a wall merely with a glance in his direction. Superhuman strength. Although IT is not a physical entity, it is still capable of superhuman attributes. This was shown when IT could tear the heads and limbs off children with extreme ease. Superhuman speed. Bill noted that IT can move at extreme speeds, claiming that it was way faster than an express train. Limitations/shortcomings. Emotional immaturity and impulsiveness. For all his bravado and impressive medley of powers, Pennywise is also rather hedonistic and emotionally immature. He often does whatever appeals to him instantly and never seems to plan ahead or take precautions. He also has a childlike need to cause a commotion and get attention rather than get on with killing his opponents. His arrogance and short-sightedness are ultimately what had led to his undoing. He felt the need to take on all the losers together to reaffirm his supposed invincibility rather than accept his limitations and pick them off while they were separate. Physics. Pennywise has to obey the laws of physics, so any shape and texture he adopts must abide by the shape of its form. If he wants to fly, he has to have wings. If he wants to crawl through tight spaces, he has to take on a small form. Anger, insults, and his own fear, aggression, physical violence, and verbal abuse while deprived of fear will cause Pennywise to shrivel and wither into a fetal blob. He will try to flee before he shrinks too much, but if cornered, he will become an easy target. Freddy Krueger. Amanda Krueger was a nun working in a hospital, and was raped by over 100 psychopaths. She became pregnant with a son, who was named Freddy. Later in his life he became a murderer in Springwood, notorious for killing children. The media labeled him the Springwood Slasher. He was apprehended, but later released because of a technicality. According to the original film, it was because someone didn't sign the search warrant in the appropriate place. The parents of the children tracked him down and found him in the boiler room where he took his victims. The parents poured gas into the room and set him on fire, which caused his melted-like facial features. Film series events. In A Nightmare on Elm Street through A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child, Krueger was referred to as an urban legend. The Elm Street parents remained tight-lipped about the events of the decade before, especially now that their children were teenagers. In the closing months of 1981, the children of Springwood, in particular those teens whose parents had formed the mob that killed Krueger, began dying in peculiar ways as they slept. The parents often ignored or denied the pleas of their terrified children, who told tales of a mysterious man named Freddy who was terrorizing them in their dreams. Krueger met 3 notable female adversaries in the period before Freddy's death: The Final Nightmare. Nancy Thompson, Heather Langenkamp. Nancy, whose family moved into Krueger's old home, was the first of the Elm Street children to learn about his past and the first to vanquish him. Nancy returned in A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, only to be killed by Freddy, who had taken the physical form of her father as a disguise. Kristen Parker, Patricia Arquette / Tuesday Night. Kristen was a girl with the ability to bring people into her dreams. In A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, she, along with the last surviving Elm Street children, battled Freddy in the dream world using self-imaginative dream powers. Kristen used her natural gift of pulling others into her dream as a way for the group to battle Freddy at the same time. She was killed by Freddy in A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master, by being tossed into his boiler and burnt to death. Alice Johnson, Lisa Wilcox. Alice gained Kristen's power and the dream powers of her friends to become the Dream Master. In A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master, Alice removed the souls Krueger gained over the years and left him powerless. A year later, Alice became pregnant and Krueger started using the dreams of her unborn child to kill again in A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child. Alice vanquished Freddy a second time with the help of Krueger's mother, Amanda. After Krueger was contained, Alice moved away from Springwood before he escaped and caused the events in Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare. The only male to ever be a main victim of Krueger and main protagonist of any of the films, who at the end defeats Krueger, is Jesse Walsh in A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge. Here, Freddy tries to enter the real world through Jesse's body. With the help of his girlfriend, Lisa Weber, Jesse regains control over himself and banishes Freddy back to the dream world. Death. After a decade of systematically slaughtering all of the children of Springwood in their dreams, the town was shown to be under Freddy's influence in Freddy's Dead, the final nightmare. By absorbing the souls of his victims, Freddy was now powerful enough to blur the lines between dreams and reality. The remaining adults were kept in a mass psychosis after their children had been murdered. When there was no one left to kill, Freddy sought to leave Springwood, hoping to continue his murder spree in another town full of more children. Only one person could arrange for this to happen: his daughter, Catherine Kruger. Kruger used what was left of his supernatural powers to find his daughter, who was now an adult named Maggie Burroughs, Lisa Zane, and was working as a counselor to troubled teenagers in another city. Since her mother's death, Maggie was raised by adoptive parents and had suppressed the disturbing memories of her early childhood. After catching up with Maggie, Kruger attempted to convince her to do his bidding. She proved, though, that a compulsion for murder was not hereditary and instead schemed with Doc, Yaphet Kotto, her co-worker and dream psychiatrist, to help destroy Kruger. After pulling him out of her dream and into reality, Maggie stabbed Kruger in the abdomen with his own glove and then shoved a pipe bomb into Kruger's chest, effectively killing him and releasing the dream demons that had given him his power. Other supposed deaths. The following is a list of times Freddy Krueger is killed or supposedly killed in each of the movies in the series. Before the main events of the series, Freddy's mortal death took place in 1968 when the parents of Elm Street burned him to death in a gasoline explosion in the boiler room where he had killed their children. Freddy was allowed to live on in dreams by 3 dream demons who travel the world, searching for the most evil soul. In A Nightmare on Elm Street, he is supposedly killed when Nancy Thompson, Heather Langenkamp, turns her back on him, draining his energy and making him disappear. However, he is not entirely gone, and somehow pulls her into a dream world, which she is eventually shown to have escaped in the 3rd installment. In A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, Freddy is supposedly killed when Lisa Weber, Kim Myers, is able to reach Jesse Walsh, Mark Patton, who Freddy is possessing. Due to the love between the two teenagers, Freddy is unable to continue possessing Jesse and burns to death. He apparently possesses Lisa's friend Carrie at the end of the film and is back to normal in the sequel. In A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, Freddy's mortal bones are laid to rest by Neil Gordon, Craig Wasson, who then puts holy water and shines a cross on them, causing Freddy to vanish in the dream world. He returns in the sequel when he possesses Roland Kincaid's dog Jason and makes him go to the dream version of his burial site and dig him up. In A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master, Alice Johnson holds a mirror shard in front of Freddy, reflecting his evil back at him and causing the souls of all the victims he had collected to tear him apart from the inside. He returns in the sequel by using the dreams of Alice's unborn son Jacob Johnson to enter the dreams of Alice and her friends. In A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child, Freddy is turned into an infant by Jacob Johnson, and absorbed by his mother Amanda Kruger. He is last seen trying to claw his way out of her womb. He returns in the sequel after Alice and Jacob apparently leave Springwood and there is no one to keep him in check. In Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, Freddy is stabbed with his own bladed glove by his daughter, Maggie Burroughs, Lisa Zane, and then blown up with a pipe bomb. The explosion completely destroys Freddy and releases the dream demons, giving him his power. Though Freddy actually dies in the real world at this point, he is able to come back from hell in Freddy vs. Jason by manipulating Jason Voorhees into killing residents of Springwood, giving him enough fear, and thus power, to return. In Freddy vs. Jason, he is stabbed by Jason Voorhees with his own bladed glove, which is torn off his body, along with the rest of his right arm, and then decapitated by Laurie Campbell, Monica Kia, with Jason's machete. At the end of the film, Jason is shown carrying Freddy's head out of Crystal Lake, and the head looks at the audience and winks, signaling Freddy is still very much alive. Battle with Jason Voorhees. In the hybrid sequel, Freddy vs. Jason, Freddy was trapped in hell. After Maggie defeated Krueger in Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, the people of Springwood sought to revitalize their town. Figuring out how Krueger operated, the authorities and town officials covered up any and all traces of his prior existence, which included blacking out obituaries and quarantining anyone who had ever dreamed about, or had any knowledge of Kruger. Other countermeasures included giving hypnosil, a drug that prevents people from dreaming, to the children moved to Weston Hills. As a result, Springwood returned to obscurity and subsequently repopulate with no ill effects. Meanwhile, Kruger was unable to escape the boundaries of Hell, thanks to the complete ignorance of his existence to the people of Springwood, and the use of hypnosil to prevent those in Weston Hills from dreaming. Due to the fact that no one so much as knew of him, much less feared him, Freddy was unable to gain enough power to escape. Thus, Freddy hatched a plan to resurrect the undead, immortal killing machine, Jason Voorhees. First, at the conclusion of Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday, Freddy pulled Jason's abandoned mask into the ground. Then, in the disguise of Jason's mother, Pamela, Freddy manipulated Jason into rising from the dead once more and going to Elm Street to kill more teenagers. Jason committed a few murders, which were then blamed on Kruger, as planned. As a result, Kruger began to get his equilibrium back. Enough fear fell over Springwood to make Kruger strong enough to haunt the town again. The problem, which Kruger had not counted on, was that Jason would not stop killing. He became irritated when Jason continued to slaughter his kids before he could. Thus, a bloody fight ensued between the two murderous icons that raged from the dream world to the waking world at Jason's old haunt, Camp Crystal Lake. The film ends with Jason walking out of Crystal Lake holding Kruger's decapitated head, which he winks to the audience, followed by Kruger's laughter, indicating his reign of terror may not yet be over. Freddy's rhyme. In the movies, Freddy's arrival is usually preceded by children in the dreams of his victims. They chant a rhyme about Freddy that warns others to stay away from him. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. 3, 4, better lock your door. 5, 6, grab your crucifix. 7, 8, gonna stay up late. 9, 10, never sleep again. Freddy's murders. Apart from about 20 children that he killed before he was burned alive by the parents of Elm Street, he killed around 40 after he fused with the Dream Demons and became able to enter dreams from 1981 to 1989. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Me, Freddy Krueger and Pennywise. Sheen, the monsters from Stephen King's It and Wes Craven's A Nightmare on Elm Street. I thought they were dead. Nicole, they are. Breach, glares at the heartless Pennywise. Guys, go on ahead. Ace, glares at heartless Freddy Krueger. We'll take care of these two. Me, show no mercy. Ace and Breach formed portals that lead into the River of Fire and they banished them into the River of Fire for all eternity. Nicole, that takes care of them. Nico, Freddy Krueger and Pennywise, you both have failed this universe. Me, they sure have. Later we continued on and we arrived at the bridge gate that leads to the castle of Zukiao-Man. You're not getting away that easily. We turned and we saw evil Beelzebub. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Beelzebub first appears when Impman accepts Catcheraman's offer. With this new power, Impman is able to warp Digivolve into his mega form, and Beelzebub was born. He is also granted control over a motorcycle that had previous controlled Gilman. Caluman is the first Digimon he encounters when he briefly stops his motorcycle in front of the fatigued Digimon. However, Caluman does not recognize him as Impman and asks him for help. Despite Caluman's pleading, Beelzebub leaves him behind. Later, he tests out his new abilities on a swarm of Chrysalimon. After obliterating a few dozen, the rest digivolve into Inferman with Caluman's power. However, Beelzebub still defeats it and finally gets the chance to absorb data, before being approached Catcheraman, who told him now it was his turn to uphold his end of their bargain. He attacks the Tamers, and Renaman is able to recognize him as Impman. However, the ensuing battle is interrupted by a fierce storm created by the reactivation of the unstable Juggernaut program. Attacking the Tamers. Beelzebub appears again at Digimon Sovereign Tsukiyaomon's southern gate to hinder Takato Matsuda and his group. During the following fight, Beelzemann's lust for power quickly overtakes him. Terry RMON becomes Rapidman and attacks Beelzeman with his rapid fire attack, but got blasted away by Beelzemann's double impact attack. Guard Roman and Cubeman also attacked Beelzeman. Beelzeman attempts to finish off the weakened Cubeman, but suddenly got stopped by Lemon, telling him that having power he had is not meant to be strong, and he will not allow Beelzeman to hurt the children. Angered by this, Beelzeman struck Lemon in the stomach, killing him and absorbing his data, leaving Jerry sobbing with sorrow. Takato, fueled by rage, yells at Beelzeman that he will pay for murdering Lemon, and Wargrauman furiously attacks Beelzeman, in an attempt to tear the demon apart with his teeth, only for him to push Wargrauman back. Takato then forces Wargrauman to Dark Digivolve to Megadramon, born from Takato's anger and rage. Confronting Megadramon. After Wargrauman Dark Digivolved to Megadramon, and attacked Beelzeman by wrapping him with his tail and attempts to devour him at close range. At first, Megadramon seems have the upper hand, but when Makaraman appears to berate Beelzeman, calling him pathetic, Beelzeman kills the annoying monkey and absorbed his power, as well as absorbing Rapidman and Dalmon's power too, allowing him to regain his strength and push Megadramon back, defeating him with his upgraded power, knocking out the Dark Dragon. Fighting Gallantman. However, after an epiphany, Takato and Gilman are able to biomerge and form Gallantman, who is an even match for the empowered Beelzeman. Nevertheless, Beelzeman soon gets the upper hand again when Kachiraman appears to attack Lopman for her betrayal of the Sovereign. Gallantman destroys the last of the Devas, but Beelzeman sneaks up and loads Kachiraman's data, gloating that the Deva got what he deserved. With this power boost, he nearly slays Gallantman, until Guard Roman distracts him with a Guardian Barrage, and Gallantman is able to finally defeat Beelzeman with a Shield of the Just attack. But when Gallantman was about to finish him, he is quickly stopped by Jerry, pleading him to spare Beelzeman's life. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Me, oh shit. This is not good. Nico, evil Beelzeman. Naruto, this is not good guys. Nico, I can never figure you out. 1 minute, you're a good guy. The next, you're trying to commit attempted murder. Evil Beast Lemon, what can I say? I'm a complicated guy. Nico, I really don't have time to fight you. Evil Beast Lemon, and I don't have time to explain myself. Nico, good. Then maybe, we don't have to fight. Beast Lemon, smirks, actually, I want to. Me, I got this guys. I went Super Eben U30,000 Phoenix Firestorm and unleashed my full power. Me, let's dance Beelzeman. I went at him with incredible speed and punched him in the face with devastating force and kicked him in the stomach. Me, echoing, Phoenix Fire. I fired a powerful fire blast from my hand and it hit Beelzeman and burned him. He screamed in pain as he was burned. He then pulled out his guns. Me, echoing, Lightning Whip. I formed a rope of pure lightning and grabbed his guns and ripped them out of his hands and I fired them at Beelzeman and hit him all over with powerful bullet blasts. Evil Beelzeman growls, this is why I don't play nice with you hero types. Kyan smirks, yet. We're just a pain in the ass, aren't we? Me, and another thing. You will suffer for your crimes, Impman. Beelzeman growls ferociously, I'm not Impman. I'm Beelzeman. Nico, you are nothing. I punched Beelzeman in the face. Me, echoing, blazing helix. I fired a powerful blast of fire from my wings and it slammed into Beelzeman and completely obliterated him in an instant and I downloaded his data and he was gone. Jerry. Jerry turned and she saw Lemon. Jerry, Lemon. She went and hugged him. A piece of her heart has been returned to her. Lemon, thank goodness you're safe, Jerry. Jerry, I'm just glad you're back, Lemon. Lemon, don't worry, Jerry. I won't leave you ever again. Me, I'm glad you're back, Lemon. Lemon, thanks JD. Me, now we can help Jerry face her demons with the D-Reaper. Let's head back to Earth and use the simulator for it. Nico? Okay. We went back to Earth. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. We were in the simulator. Sheen. So what is the D-Reaper? Me. It's a malevolent computer program that was first designed to control the growth of artificial intelligence. I revealed the history of the D-Reaper. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. The Reaper program was created in the late 1970s, allegedly by the United States Department of Defense, before Digimon and even the DG Gnomes, which appeared in the early 1980s. Though this is only set 30 years in the past of Digimon tamers, in the fast-growing digital world it is comparable to the Cambrian period, 542 to 488 Ma. It was designed so that whenever the number of digital life forms surpassed a set amount, it would delete them to return the digital world back to a state of nothingness, in order to prevent the digital world from being overloaded. However, when it was written, the digital world had a very small RAM size, and while the network has grown exponentially, the D-Reaper's threshold is still based on that early, tiny figure. With nothing to do at the time, the D-Reaper program went dormant and remained deep within the recesses of the net. At about this time, the Creeper virus infected ARPANET, the network belonging to the Department of Defense. It was deleted by the Reaper program, which was allegedly created for only this purpose. In 1980, the Artificial Life Research Project Tierra began operations. However, the Reaper program causes mass genocide of Tierra's virtual life forms whenever they multiplied beyond a certain amount of memory. Throughout the 1980s, the SIGINT system known as Echelon began operations under the leadership of the United States Department of National Security, which built communications bases in various nations across the globe. It is thought that the self-defense program used by Echelon was a forerunner of the D-Reaper, or the program itself. By the 2000s, the network had expanded exponentially. This created a huge influx of data into the digital world, which the Digimon used to digivolve and change. Though the system was large enough to handle this load, the sovereign Ajalongman sensed that it could reawaken the D-Reaper, and with the help of the DG Gnomes he transformed the Catalyst program into the form of a Digimon, Caluman. Though this greatly slowed the growth and digivolution of Digimon, it was not enough to stave off the D-Reaper, which soon reactivated. At the time, though, it was still in an extremely primitive state, and the sovereigns attempted to find solutions before the problem became too huge. The D-Reaper kidnapped Jerry in order to learn more about humans, creating its first agent to lead it to the real world. The main part of D-Reaper followed the Tamers to the real world through the Hypnos system and immediately began to spread over Shinjuku, keeping the kernel sphere high between the two towers of the Hypnos building, with Jerry sealed inside as its source of energy due to her grief. Only the biome-ridged and mega-level, like Beelzemon, Digimon were able to fight it until it evolved into the Mother D-Reaper. Eventually, the D-Reaper began a global attack on Earth's electronic communication and most of the digital world was destroyed by the D-Reaper. It deemed that both races were inherently destructive and therefore unsuitable to live. It called the Cable Reaper from the digital world to assist it in its work. However, through the combined effort of everyone in Operation Doodlebug, the D-Reaper was regressed back into its original, harmless state, no more complex than a simple calculator. Megagargomon reversed the pull of the wormhole the Cable Reaper came through and was dragged back down by the Digimon Sovereigns, exceeding the speed of light, as the Mother D-Reaper and all the chaos got sucked into the hole. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Sheen gasped in horror. Sheen, that program wanted to kill all of us? That's terrible. Nico, not just us, but also the entirety of the digital world as well. Me, Very dealt with the D-Reaper once before. She and the Tamers overpowered it and completely obliterated it into nothing. Very, yet. I remember that. Me, let's do it guys. The simulator activated and we were now in the Shinjuku district at night and what we saw was horrifying. We saw the entire D-Reaper bubble now at 100 times larger and it was more powerful than ever before. Me, whoa. Nico, holy shit. Lincoln, the D-Reaper is now much bigger than what we remember. Henry, this is the D-Reaper at its most powerful. We have to be ready for this, guys. Now we have to make sure that the D-Reaper never takes our planet. Me. Alright guys. This is it. We're going in. We powered up to our full power and the Tamers biome ridged and turned into their Digimon's mega-level forms. We flew into the D-Reaper bubble and we were now inside the D-Reaper zone. It was a horrifying place and it looked like something out of an apocalyptic horror movie. It also looked like something from another planet. We also were feeling subatomic particles moving faster than the speed of light. Me. Holy shit. This place has been turned into hell. Naruto? No kidding. Fu. We have to be ready for anything now that we're in here. Me. Look up ahead. We saw the Mother D-Reaper up ahead. It was the heart of the D-Reaper. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. The Mother D-Reaper is an ability synthesis agent. It is the form created when the D-Reaper unifies itself with ADR-01, ADR-09, and the consciousness of the humans and Digimon it has swallowed. Its body is made up of countless quartz, optic fibers, and electrical and telephone wires, and when it appeared it swallowed the town of Shinjuku. It was designed by Kenji Watanabe. Using Jerry's negative energy, the D-Reaper of the real world underwent an advanced evolution, reabsorbing its agents and becoming the Mother D-Reaper. It managed to create more powerful versions of its most deadly agents and swallowed all of Shinjuku, and the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building, where Hypnos was located. The Tamers managed to get in, via the red card, and save Jerry before the Mother D-Reaper fell victim to the operation. It was sucked into Juggernaut, Shaggy Eye, and regressed back into a harmless program. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Jerry, it's the Mother D-Reaper. Gallantman, we have to be ready for anything. Mega Gargomon, let's get it. Lincoln, heads up guys. We saw the D-Reaper's agents, Bubbles. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. The ADR-04, Bubbles is a ground combat agent. Like the Searcher, it is a small agent which appears in swarms, but it is able to use the wave motion guns on its arms to attack. It was designed by Shinji Aramaki. These are small squid-like agents built for ground assaults. These agents have pulse cannons in their arms and move in groups. They are rather weak and easily destroyed. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Sakyaman, looks like we've got company. Laney, soon to be dead company. Laney fired numerous barbs covered with strychnine omega and killed all the agents in one fell swoop. Then out came another agent, the Optimizer. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. The ADR-08, Optimizer is a mothership agent. It is large, and somewhat like the mid-boss of a video game. It was designed by Kenji Watanabe, who focused the design on its huge size. This giant agent was a carrier ship and carried Bubbles in its body. It could also fire a powerful blue energy blast from its mouth. Proved to be a difficult opponent for Gallantman, Sakyaman, Justaiman, and Guard Romon to defeat. It was destroyed by Gallantman when he obtained Granny. A second Optimizer in the finale was destroyed by Sakyaman's Amethyst Mandala attack. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Me? Wow. That's a big ass fucker. Sakyaman, echoing, Amethyst Mandala. Sakyaman released a powerful barrier that purified it and destroyed it. Another agent called Creep Hands appeared. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. The ADR-05, Creep Hands is a grappling agent. It is a medium-sized offensive unit, which uses its spiral-shaped, stretchable arms for locomotion and hand-to-hand combat. It was designed by Shinji Aramaki. This medium-sized agent was adapted for hand-to-hand combat. Its arms were extendable. Killed by Gallantman and Mega Gargomon in the first fight. One later appeared during the final assault on the D-Reaper and fatally damaged Granny with a hit before being destroyed. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Lola, take this you ugly freak. Lola fired a massive blast of fire at the Creep Hands and incinerated it. We blasted numerous agents all over the place. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Pendulum feet. The ADR-03, Pendulum Feet is an anti-aircraft attack agent. It is the first offensive agent created by the D-Reaper, and uses its floating extensions to perform remote strikes. It was designed by Kenji Watanabe. The first agent of the D-Reaper the Tamers fought, it resembled a stereotypical wraith with a cloth-like body, a pumpkin-like face and cord-like limbs with sickles at the ends. It has the ability to mimic a Digimon's attacks. Built for aerial combat, it had a long-distance pendulum attack. After it was killed by Beelzem in blast mode, more appeared after the Tamers regained the ability to bio-merge, but they were destroyed by Sakyaman. Horn Striker. The ADR-06, Horn Striker is a military commander agent. It is a medium-sized combat unit of overwhelming power. It was designed by Katsuyoshi Nakatsuru. 2. This agent was a green beetle-like agent with overwhelming strength and the ability to grow to gigantic proportions when wounded. It was very strong and took the combined powers of Sakyaman, Megagargomon, Justiman, and Anti-Elaman to kill it. They were mass-produced to serve as the second defense of the D-Reaper but were easily destroyed by Gallantman Crimson Mode. Paratice Head. The ADR-07, Paratice Head, a mistransliteration of Palit's Head, is a reconnaissance in-force agent. It is large, and somewhat like the mid-boss of a video game. It makes sinister, unpredictable attacks. It was designed by Kenji Watanabe. The Paratice Head is a reconnaissance in-force agent with many mouths. Its attack patterns were unpredictable, and its mouths speak with Jerry's voice. Killed by Guard Romon and Justiman. Another one was killed by Guard Romon alone. One of its many attacks is it can fire a red energy beam presumably from one of the many mouths on it or from the tentacles it has on it. Searcher. The ADR-02, Searcher is an intelligence-gathering agent. It is small, and has no offensive capability, but usually appears in large swarms. It was designed by Kenji Watanabe. Created for information gathering, these small bird-like agents appear in large numbers. They are the only type of agent not made for fighting. Gilman tried to have a staring contest with one before Takato pulled him away. At first, the Tamers were wary of them, but they soon discovered they were relatively harmless. After the Tamers regained the ability to bio-merge, Gallantman was seen destroying many of these. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. We were blowing many agents apart. We pressed on to the Mother D-Reaper. Me, let's blast that thing with our combos and final smashes. Tizan, let's do it. Earth Cyber Key Power. The Earth Cyber Planet Key went into Tizan's right arm device and enhanced his Mercury Ranger powers 100-fold. Sunstreaker, right behind you Tizan. Cyber Key Power. The Earth Cyber Planet Key went into his back and enhanced his Electron Pulse blasters 100-fold. Tizan and Sunstreaker, Quicksilver Electron Beam Strike. They fired their blasts and the blasts combined and turned into a powerful silver energy laser and it hit the Mother D-Reaper and exploded with incredible power. Crab. Blast off. Time for some pain. Cyber Key Power. The Earth Cyber Planet Key went into his back and enhanced his X-ray gun 100-fold. Maria, let's short this monster out with water. Earth Cyber Key Power. The Earth Cyber Planet Key went into Maria's right arm device and it enhanced her water powers 100-fold. Blast off and Maria, radioactive Mega Tsunami Death Splash. Maria fired a massive Mega Tsunami and Blast off infused it with his X-ray blasts and it caused the wave to glow and it slammed into the Mother D-Reaper and exploded. Me, go get it Electivire. I sent my Electivire. Ben turned into feedback. Ben, feedback. Me, Electivire, Thunderbolt. Feedback and Electivire, Super Lightning Bolt Ray. Feedback and Electivire fired a massive blast of lightning at the Mother D-Reaper and it hit it head-on and exploded with incredible power. Crab. Me, let's see how you like our final smashes. Lemon, I'll start us off. Super Lion Fist of the Beast King. Lemon fired a massively powerful lion head energy blast and it hit the Mother D-Reaper head on and exploded with incredible power. Crab Kayan, you are not welcome here on Earth. Roar storm fire. Kayan used the roar of the elders and fired a massive blast of fire from his mouth and it hit the Mother D-Reaper and exploded. Crab Jerry, this is for kidnapping me and trying to destroy the planet. Lionheart sword blade blast. Jerry fired a massive blade of yellow energy and it cleaved the entire Mother D-Reaper in half. Nico, D-Reaper, you have failed this universe. Nico formed a powerful red energy ball and condensed it. Nico, negative karma ball. Nico fired a powerful energy ball right at the Mother D-Reaper and it hit it and exploded with incredible power. Crab. The energy ball obliterated the Mother D-Reaper in an instant and completely destroyed it. Me. Nice shot, Nico. Let's finish this cancerous freak for good. We went at what was left of it and then I saw the J-Reaper come out. Asterisk. The ADR-01, Jerry type is a spy agent whose form is based on Jerry Kata from when she started becoming depressed. It was created in order to analyze human thought, and is the only agent who can operate outside of the D-Reaper zone detached from the umbilical cords. It starts out identical in form to Jerry, but can evolve into several variations. It was designed by Katsuyoshi Nakatsuru. This agent is created for the purpose of espionage, posing as Jerry Kata while the real one is in the kernel sphere. The infection begins when a small portion of the D-Reaper infects Jerry not long after Sakyaman first appears. Song of Sakyaman. It stays dormant while in the digital world, though it leads to Jerry's thoughts becoming more depressed. Janyu's arc and fully manifests in her personality once back in the human world. Homeward bound Taketo, Matsuki and Gilman find this agent masquerading as Jerry in the D-Reaper during one of their assaults on the program. It acts as the D-Reaper's mouthpiece. The D-Reaper's disguise it wages a mental war against Taketo by displaying the information it took from Jerry's memories, dealing emotional damage and keeping him off balance. When Taketo is sufficiently weakened, the agent reveals its true, monstrous form and begins to attack. It is only warded off by Marinangeman's power. When is a Monday just Iman? Eventually, when Jerry regains her will to live, it personally attacks Jerry to absorb her energy, but it itself is reabsorbed by the D-Reaper in the same manner. D-Reaper's Feast. The Jerry type serves as the Mother D-Reaper's first line of personal defense, being made of cables and looking almost like Jerry's face, apart from its distorted eyes and overly large mouth. This avatar is able to incapacitate Gallantman, but he manages to transform into Gallantman Crimson mode and destroy the face with his javelin. Jerry fights back. The Jerry type once again emerges as the last obstacle between the Tamers and the Kernel Sphere. It proves to be quite a challenge for Gallantman Crimson mode, destroying his weapons and slamming him into the Mother D-Reaper itself. All the while, the Jerry type taunts the hero, saying that humans and Digimon are naturally destructive and do not deserve to exist. However, Taketo and Gilman refuse to give up, calling upon their full strength to break free and declaring they do deserve to exist, but the D-Reaper doesn't. With that, they deliver a devastating punch to the agent's chest, finally destroying her. Asterisk. J-Reaper, technological voice, negative, subject, JD. Nudsin. It went at me and I grabbed its hands. J-Reaper, humans and Digimon exist only to destroy or be destroyed. An exercise in futility. Humans desire total annihilation. Therefore their existence is pointless. Me, you have no fucking right to decide that. My life is not pointless and neither is everyone else's. We have a right to live and protect the people we care about, and that's something a warped freak like you can never understand. I spread her hands away and punched her in the face. But then she punched me in the face and stomach at an extremely ferocious level, and I did the same, and it was a brutal and ferocious fight. She punched me in the mouth and kicked me in the stomach and I belched out a huge amount of blood. J-Reaper, you are persistent. But you're only delaying the inevitable. I was punched in the face with devastating force and sent crashing into the ground with incredible force. J-Reaper, you do not deserve to exist. I was then fed up with her talk. I exploded out of the ground and went flying at her with incredible speed and power. Me, we do deserve to exist. I punched the J-Reaper in the stomach with devastating force. Me, you don't. The J-Reaper was destroyed in an instant. Nicole, time to make sure this ugly monster never haunts our planet ever again. Nicole opened up the portal into the river of fire and it sucked in the entirety of the J-Reaper and it was gone for good. Me, it's over guys. We won. We cheered wildly. Lemon, to the viewers, Rogue programs better beware, because you will never be a match for Team Loud Phoenix Storm. Me, you got that right Lemon. We went back home and we rested. Nico caught a medal. As we went home, 2 friends of the Power Rangers were getting ready to reunite with their friends. It was the 2 remaining Turbo Rangers, Justin Stewart, the youngest ever Power Ranger, and the Blue Centurion. Justin Stewart, are you ready to see our friends again, Blue Centurion? Blue Centurion, always ready Justin. They were off to the estate. A car driving transition was seen as the screen turned black. The end. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. Another fanfiction complete and part 12 of the 13 Days of Horror saga complete. The J-Reaper of Season 3 of Digimon was the scariest enemy I've ever seen on Digimon back then. It was awesome. Nico-chan 11 gave me the ideas for this. Thanks man. Next for the grand finale is the Scarecrow walks at midnight and we're gonna burn some scarecrows. Let me know what you all think. See you all next time.